Trash to Cash podcast, episode 99. How's it going, everyone? I'm Dave, ADH guy, and then with me, as always, Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker, and Carrie, the American Arbitrage. And you know what, Kevin? You shake your head no when I call you Commonwealth Picker, but I did happen to get quite a little score on Saturday at a yard sale. I found your Funko Pop. Now, do you remember when there was like this Cincinnati Picker, the Cincinnati Picker Funko Pop, right? Someone made a Commonwealth Picker Funko Pop. Did you know this, Carrie?
Come on.
And I found it at a garage sale, and I have it right here.
They were getting rid of
it. They were getting rid of it. I paid $15, but it was well worth it. There we go.
Oh, look at that. I even watched your video an hour ago, and I forgot about this.
On his pile of cash.
Look at that.
Elderly, rich, and just happy.
Yeah, he's usually nude, so at least he's wearing a swimsuit in that one. So
you're right. I did spoil that joke in my video. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but I mean, who was watching at that point of that video? Honestly,
man, the conversation was so good before you turned this live on. It went downhill so fast.
Yeah,
we talked about your midlife crisis, your Guns N' Roses.
So you watched my video. Yeah. Did you watch the whole video?
I think I did. Sadly,
so dumb.
I don't know
what was
why.
like the main thing that happened.
I have no idea.
So
I don't remember.
You don't remember like just randomly burning my face?
No, you sold $1,000 thing of spoons.
No, forget that. I was talking about the burning of my face, the giant red rash.
No, you did burn your face. Like, I don't even understand what, that was a string of events that was insane. Like, something happened, and then I forgot what happened, and then you tried to, because I was kind of zoned. I was
what would you do?
Then you burned your face.
Nobody knows what you're
stove on.
Yes, left the stove on, burned my face. Basically, the long and short of it is, you'll have to watch my flipper video, Kevin. But basically, I melted my face with vinegar. Don't put vinegar on your face. That's the.
Why did you put vinegar on your face? What?
Because the internet told me it would counteract the jalapeno juice I got on my face.
No. I've told you guys my jalapeno juice eye story, right?
But that's basic. No, tell me this story because.
I was in Mexico and I couldn't speak Spanish. Okay, very well. Okay. I was like 2 or 3 or 4 months into Mexico, and we were eating, spicy stuff, and you get it on your fingertips, and I rubbed my eye like a güero would, like a little.
What I did.
Yeah, and then it started burning, and I didn't realize that would happen. That's how naive I was at 19. It started burning. I couldn't express that my eyes were burning in Spanish, so I just started
caliente, caliente ojos.
No, I went chile con ojos. I said chili with eyes. I said, chili con ojos. And they're like, oh, okay. And they got me a wet towel. And if your mouth is burning, you use salt. It helps. It doesn't really, it hurts for a little bit is just what it is.
Well,
you got to wash your hands after chili peppers because the juice will burn anything it touches. If you go to the urinal, Kevin, which you frequently do, it will burn your gonads.
But he uses the tweezers. There's no hands on there. Anyways, moving along.
Last week, your daughter
tweezers and magnifying glass.
Calling 911 for your daughter last week, and now it's you. Yeah. Or not 911 or whatever.
Yeah, not 911.
Overdose.
Whatever happened to Rescue 911? Is that still on TV?
No, it's not. But everyone remembers the episode where the kid gets the toothbrush jammed down their throat from running around the house. Like, that's the one that's burned into everyone's memory, and they're, like, super careful when they brush their teeth now.
Remember Unsolved Mysteries? Like, anytime there was an Unsolved Mysteries, like, somewhat near my house, I freaked out. Because I was in Southern California, and they were all, like, in that area, I swear.
Now we're in Vegas where, like, there's 5 a week.
I remember
somebody sent, I think it was on the Discord, like a video on the underground people, and I watched it. It was like 25 minutes, and it's insane. Nice. And it flooded in Vegas this week, so I was worried about them the whole time. I'm like, that's not a good spot to be.
I remember, Carrie, you were too old, or too young, I think, but the Richard Ramirez serial killers down in SoCal, I was a kid when that stuff was going on. I remember having nightmares.
I've definitely heard of it after the fact, but yeah, I was too
This
young.
was in the 30s?
The Night Stalker.
Yeah, it was him and Al Capone were going around in their like little with their Tommy guns.
Little Tommy guns.
In the room here. Dave has glasses on and nobody said anything. Dave, you actually look good in glass. You look better in glass. Wow. Like, you look good.
You look more intelligent, which is
interesting. My contacts were burning my eyes, so I had to put them on.
Was it the
Chili's? No, I mean that. It's so funny because I put out this video that was mostly about me burning my eyes, and there's a moment where I show my face is like bright red and inflamed.
There was a second there where I'm like, that's just you now. That's Dave now. He's got to live with that terrible decision forever.
Yep. And I just really thought it was going to be permanent, and luckily it was not. But it was funny because that was my episode, and Kevin's got this like super
Well,
serious
wait.
reselling
Hold
episode.
on a
Yeah, I
minute
got
before you get there.
suspended because you were doing illegal stuff. I didn't watch the video, but that's what I assume it was. You were the illegal stuff you were doing, or was it the
Yeah.
non-illegal?
That was it. Well, you should watch the video.
I watched
know.
it.
Okay.
I did
I
watch
did watch
it. I
it.
did watch it.
I did watch
I-
the
I will
video.
tell you.
So
I
wait
did
a minute.
watch the
Before
video,
you do
actually, or
this,
most
Dave,
of
I've
it.
got a question, and I'll
Okay.
forget it. You had a video where you sold that sterling. Am I right?
Yeah, that's today.
And the topic of the video was your eyes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That seems like
Yeah.
a wasted
No,
opportunity.
hold on. I actually so like 7 things happened here, but the topic of the video was over $2,000 in sales for the weekend. I did do that.
Okay.
But in it was the
Okay.
story of me
All right.
bouncing 4 checking accounts because I thought that would
Yeah,
fit.
that was like
bouncing
just.
4 checking accounts. That's such a
Who would
carry
have
move,
thought
right?
that bouncing 4 checking accounts would be like number 3 in the video as far
You
as interesting
bounce
things that
checks?
happen?
I bounced 4 checking accounts. I burnt my eyes and almost permanently scarred my face. I sold $2,200,
And
and
the
then I
only
ended
thing
it
I wanna
off
know-
by talking about my
And the
job
only
and
thing
how
I want to know,
everyone
Dave,
got
because you didn't
furloughed.
tell me. You didn't tell
Yeah.
me, like, you didn't text me. Did you go to Universal Studios? Because you said you were
Of
gonna
course,
do
I
it.
went last night. I went
That's
last
bad.
night to
4
Halloween
checks.
Horror Nights, and it was
all
I'm
awesome.
that
going to
matters, dude.
Universal.
I went to 4 haunted houses, and they were great. But
I
no,
feel like most Dave's videos are just him debating whether he's going to go to Universal Studios the next day, and he always does.
I
He
always
always
go.
does.
Should I go? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Of
I'm
course
gonna
I'm
go.
gonna go.
Just say I'm gonna go next time.
But no, and Kevin, then the last topic was how everyone in my job got furloughed. Everyone in my.
I was going to ask you pre-show, but we didn't have time. I had
Yeah, I
a
know.
feeling that was coming. Well, without you there, of course it.
Which is crazy because this whole furlough thing, I was in like the film type industry, right?
Question: What
And
does furlough mean? Thank
Furlough
you.
means you're not fired, but you're no longer working and no longer getting paid. Meaning
So
you
you're-
can't collect unemployment either.
Well, that's.
It's like the worst of
I
all
mean,
worlds.
I kind of knew what it meant, but that's terrible.
The good thing is though they'll
What's the point?
generally do a set amount of time, which they
Okay.
did. It's 2 weeks to start. Okay, so it's just 2 weeks to start. Everyone's furloughed in my department, my old department,
wow.
the job I quit from. So no one's getting paid right now. And I also found out that pretty much nobody got their bonus except for me. And the only reason I got it is because I had quit so far in advance that they hadn't like told me I wasn't getting it, and so they had to commit to the promise of paying.
You have a lot of
because
those, like you were talking about in your
friggin'
video.
perfect
how you-
timing.
Yeah, how you stopped your Minecraft channel and just started, like, just on the whim. Like, you do really well with those, like, insane
Sometimes, yeah,
decisions
sometimes
you
they
make.
pay off.
Or at least
The
you only
timing
talk
was-
about the good ones. Or maybe
Yeah,
I just
well, I
zone
talked
out
about the bad
everything else.
ones too. I was literally in that video talking about my face on fire.
Well, yeah, but that was comical and
it
whimsical.
was comical. Yeah. Go,
Hey,
Kevin.
I'm not sure you can
Go
collect
ahead.
unemployment if you're furloughed.
might be
I
able
think
to.
that's
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
point of it. I think that's
Yeah, I
because a
don't
lot of jobs
I don't know
work
any of that.
seasonally and they furlough their employees and they collect unemployment in the off season and they come back to work during the regular part of the year.
Yeah,
I could
I'll
be
take
wrong.
your word for
I've
it.
never been furloughed or on unemployment.
But the reason that's even crazier is I just finally started catching up on Black Mirror. Have you watched that show? No.
I've
Yes?
watched
No?
a little bit
Yes?
of it. It's a
You
little
notice
Okay,
how
so
he asks Carrie
Season
only.
6.
Well,
I didn't
you
say
haven't
Carrie's
watched
name.
anything that isn't
I didn't
Carrie
say
Mason.
Mason.
Carrie's
Down
name.
at
I
him.
just have you. How do
I
you
haven't
know
watched
which
this show.
screen? Anyways,
It's
yeah.
kind of like
great.
Twilight Zone.
It's
Kevin.
it's not as good as Twilight Zone, but it's close. It's the closest thing since the Rod Sterling series, I would say. Let me know if there's something closer in the comments, and don't say Outer Limits. It's way different. But this episode, the first one I watched is Joan is Awful, and in this episode, Carrie, it's literally about the whole thing the strike in Hollywood is about. This artificial intelligence.
Salma Hayek's in it. That's the one
Yes.
episode I watched. Yeah,
It was a freaking
I
good
didn't-
episode.
I didn't like it. I thought it was.
It just rang true for me because of like this whole thing.
But
You
it
know,
was
so
an
for me, it was really
interesting
relatable.
concept as
Yeah.
far as like
That
AI
crap can
taking
really
over.
happen. It can really happen. Like that's the
Dude,
the
I'm pretty
cool
sure
part.
in 5
I'm
to 10
just-
years, AI is just going to do this podcast for us.
I
We're
hope
just
so.
going to have
I'm
AI. I'm going to
impressed.
be sexier somehow, which is going to be hard.
How?
But I'm going to be a little more
Who's
chiseled,
gonna
I
play
think.
you? Who's gonna play you?
No, the
Ryan
computer
Reynolds.
is going
Ryan
to
Reynolds.
simulate me. And then it's just going to guess. It would say what I would say.
And then Selma Hayek will be me and Gal Gadot as Kevin.
Sure.
Photoshop,
it
guys,
doesn't
Photoshop.
matter.
I'm
It's going to
impressed
be the
that you
computer
know-
overlords. They're going to take over everything
Carrie.
anyway soon enough,
Carrie,
guys.
shit, calm down, Carrie. You've had too much sleep. I'm impressed you know Twilight Zone. I didn't think you
Me?
would go back. Yeah.
That's my favorite show.
That
Literally.
old?
Twilight Zone.
My
Well, if it's
favorite
your
show in
favorite
the
show,
whole world.
and you don't know it's Rod Serling.
Sterling. What did I say? Sterling?
You had the silver on your mind, I think.
Yeah, maybe Sterling, Rod Sterling. Yes. Yeah, no, that's my favorite show. I used to watch it with
Me
my
and
dad
Dave
all
have
the
had
time.
conversations about how he hates
All right.
the new Twilight Zone.
Oh, I
It
hate
was
the
in
old Twilight
syndication.
so much freaking passion. I hate the '80s version too. Is just all. The only good one was the '50s, '60s one, in my opinion.
All right, what's more
Uneducated
shocking
opinion.
than me getting suspended is you making $2,000 in a weekend. So
It was
what
just
did
a
you
sterling
sell?
silver. Just a silver.
Okay, what did you
just
sell
that.
for?
$1,954. Paid
For real?
Yeah.
So you sold
Like,
something else?
was
I
that
sold like 400,
USD?
300 or 400 other
Okay,
stuff.
okay.
Maybe four. Yeah, because I sold like 150 or something on
You
the
paid
card
how
as well.
much? $15?
$20. $20.
Man,
Are you
why
going to
didn't
go
you do
back and
that?
give those people a little
Title.
extra money? Kevin would.
No, I don't remember where they live. I want to. I tried. I spent 3 hours looking. I can't find their house. Dang it. Oh, I'm so upset.
You tried so hard.
I tried so hard. I just couldn't do it.
Mhm.
I did that with my mom once. She got these glasses and she looked them up, and they were $2, and she like just talks her down to $1. She's like, "Oh, I can't do more than $1," and it's like this 5-minute part of a video of my mom going from $2 to $1. We get in the car and she looks them up. They're $140 glasses, and my mom's like, "I feel bad." I'm like, "Well, Mom, you should go pay her more." And I had my camera on, and she's like, "All right, let's do it." And we spent like 30 minutes. We couldn't find the house. It was in the same community. We couldn't find it. We're like, whatever. Would have been a good opportunity.
I can't imagine ever doing that. I don't understand the idea of going back and paying somebody more if they agreed to a
Well, it's
deal.
called having a heart, Care Bear.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it's not like even a mean thing, but like, I don't know. Like, if you agree to a deal, that's the deal. And I mean, if the person really needed the money, then you should have given them more up front, right? Like, giving them more money because you wanted to help. But like, after the deal's done, right? Nobody's going to agree with me on this, but I just think it's done. It is what it is.
Well,
We
it's
agree with
done
you.
ethically, morally. I mean, but you still have the opportunity if you choose to do that. But I don't think
What's
anybody
unethical about not?
No,
how is it
nothing.
unethical doing what I do?
For yourself, you can. Let's just put it this way: if your mom wanted to go back and give her more money, that's her business.
Yeah, of course.
It's done. She didn't have to go back and do it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is if somebody
Yeah.
wants, because I've given more money in the past, but I don't.
But you do that because
sometimes.
it's being filmed. It's on camera.
Yeah,
and want
you do
that
it for
social
show.
credibility. You're not doing. You're doing it for show,
Yeah.
not for real.
It's a selfish thing.
Well, if it's somebody, I've said this before, if it's somebody who's invited me into their home and you go back home and whatever, that's what the situation I've done it. I've never gone back to a stranger's garage sale and done it. Never.
Have you ever gone to a stranger's house and given them money? Like, not related to garage sales at all, just like home invasion. But like backwards home invasion where you're giving them money.
No. I usually have
That's a
people come to my
YouTube
house.
channel. That's a
that
YouTube
is.
or a TikTok. That is what that is.
You
Just
break
go
in their
there,
house and
break
before they
in
shoot
and
you
give
or
them money.
like
You're
freak
like
out,
Santa.
you give them
Yeah.
money. So it's
Yeah, I
like
love
the
it.
two polar opposite emotions. Like, oh, I'm being broken into. No,
I
here's
hate
money.
you. I love you.
I hate you. I love you.
Oh, wow. We just came up
Wouldn't
with
that be a
revolutionary
weird
idea.
thing though? Like you did that. First off, that's illegal in so many ways. But you're there. You handed them
fun.
the money, right? That whole emotional roller coaster happened. Then what do? Do you just like hang out with them, or do you have to just walk out? Like, are they?
I think you start a GoFundMe and
Can you
pay
like
off
just start
their
making
house.
food in their
like Jimmy
microwave and
Darts.
hang
Like
out?
Jimmy Darts.
Jimmy
You
Darts.
just pay off their house. Yeah.
There you go.
He actually is cool. I like that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of TikTok, I delved a little into the world of TikTok this trip to the Webster Flea Market. I had like 4 hours to listen to stuff, and I went down the rabbit hole of In the Loop podcast, the Dealing with Dalton show.
Oh, dealing
Carrie.
with Dalton.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's moderately good. I mean, it's a little
That's
educational for my
high
taste.
praise.
It's a little educational, but they have very good audio.
They do.
They made me
Yeah, you like
chuckle
the
a few
podcast
times.
aspect of it. Their podcast is
Yeah.
very well produced. It is pretty
It
good.
is.
It's very serious
Pretty
and
good.
it's heavy on the
It's
shoes.
serious, but it has
I'm
some
not super
interesting topics.
But I
Yeah,
do
Maybe
watch
they've
it
too
from
much
hired-
time to
clothing.
time.
Maybe they've hired Justin.
Well, and what they do, they hate with a passion. This is what I learned about their show, first of all, and this is on the record. Dalton and Ethan absolutely hate daily refinement with a
Yes.
passion, and
Yes.
everyone in their
Yes.
Patreon. They went at length, ad nauseum. No, at length.
Did they
is fine.
really? I was
Mel,
Talking-
you hate Mel back from Burnout?
That's not me.
Hardcore.
Yeah, it's not me. It's this
I mean,
Dalton
it's
guy
hard
and
to
this
hate
Ethan
Mel.
guy. Go watch their show. It said, what was
You
it
gotta
called?
say
Is
you
that
gotta
the
say
thing everyone-
allegedly, or they're gonna sue you.
Yeah,
Allegedly, they think that all the people in the daily refinement group are monsters who are horrible people. That's allegedly what I learned.
Allegedly.
So you can't sue us.
They
That's
are
what I learned.
young.
No,
we
it's a pretty good show.
don't have the money to get sued right now for the podcast. We don't have it.
So
we need
when you're
more
like done
people-
with this episode,
More people on the Patreon and the Discord.
yeah, that's true. And you're like, oh man, I'm a little sad and lonely now. You can go listen to their show, and you're like sometimes gonna be kind of bored. I'm gonna be honest, because especially with all the clothing.
No,
talk.
it's like it's.
But there's also some moments that
it's
are like
15
pretty
minutes
good.
of zoning out, and then you come back and you learn about like a Kobe Zoom Boost, Nike like Adidas
Some of that
collab
stuff
or something.
melts
yeah.
my brain. But now that Reseller Clickbait podcast is gone, I've had to find something else that I like, and I think this one could be, exactly what the doctor ordered. So
Did you
the
ever
only thing
listen?
I don't like is them mentioning that they're recording 4 episodes in a day. Like, do it, but don't tell us.
Don't
tell us
that's
you're doing it.
exactly
No, don't
big mistake.
And change your shirt for every episode. Okay,
Yep.
you don't have to wear one of those super tight nipply shirts like Kevin likes to wear. You can just wear a normal size shirt.
Exactly.
Just change it.
Exactly. But yeah,
Those
it's a
were
show.
good photoshops, though. Candy corn photoshops. My
Yeah,
wife.
dude,
told
you
me.
did look a lot like candy corn last week. Like heavy.
I should have
heavily
waited
influenced.
another month. I should have waited. It worked out.
I feel like somebody could definitely make you Rocky Top right now with that shirt on. They just put like a bandana, like Photoshop a bandana and long hair. It's Rocky Top.
I've worn this
wanna
shirt
know-
4
okay.
times, Kerry.
So
I know, and every time I
Picker.
mention how cool it is.
No Nose
Yeah.
Picker over on the Patreon.
No nose.
Okay,
Doesn't have a
wrote
nose.
this, and it's confusing me a little bit, but it said, "Have y'all heard about promoting your store on eBay now? Sheesh, no more fees." Is this different than promoting your items? You can now promote your whole store.
I have
that a
not heard
thing?
of this. It makes me wonder what I'm doing.
I
Promote
mean,
your
geez.
store. Is that
well, Kevin,
just like
it doesn't
a blanket
apply to
promotion
closed
of
eBay
all of your
stores.
items?
It's
Yeah,
only
if,
eBay stores that are
if you're
open.
suspended, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
My store is currently up and running. Just
For
the
now.
record.
For now. Right?
For now.
For all our
we'll have
stores
to
are
look.
currently running for now, if we're being honest.
Yes.
Well,
Well, and I will say
unfortunately-
this: like listening to these shoe reseller guys, the shoe bros, as I like to call
Shoe bros,
them.
yeah.
It was interesting to hear them talking about their 30-day totals, which are, eclipsing my 90-day totals.
Mhm.
And it's really like, wow, how much money is in this clothing? If only I could care about selling clothing, I just can't. I
Well,
hate
yeah,
it
but
so
you also
much.
got to realize they're spending a lot more on their merchandise.
Yeah, their
than we are.
ASP is much higher.
Very
Yeah,
true.
whatever that is.
But if
I don't
it's
know what
3
that is,
times, just
Average.
for the record, if it's
Hey.
3 times, and Dave, are
No,
you
it's average
making
selling
say
price.
65
Average size of.
It would be average buying price.
Yeah,
average
cost
of
of goods.
Sorry, what's that, Kevin?
You're right. Thanks for catching that. So if they're 3 times, even if their margins are a third of what's your margins? I mean, you're getting 65, 70% profit, 60
Well,
to
dude,
60.
that's the other thing I learned is they keep track of things like that. That's really interesting to me,
That's
too.
the real. That's the real thing.
That's the
Like,
real
they've thought
eye-opener.
about that.
It's like every reseller knows their average buy cost or average sales cost. I'm just like looking at none of this. Like
My
oh, I should
reseller
probably
team,
start looking.
Dave. My
Even Flip
reseller
the
team.
World knows.
Commonwealth.
Code American Arbitrage.
Flip the World is like the biggest conundrum and confusing human to me because he like has all these numbers on lockdown.
Mhm.
He completely looks like a Harley biker dude, but he also
he's a good
shaves his
dad.
armpits and is vegan and has 9 kids and he's a good. He's very confusing.
He's a
to me.
walking.
Yeah.
He's a walking.
He should be in jail,
contradiction.
and he was
Yeah.
almost in jail, but
Yeah,
he's not. He shouldn't be in jail.
But he
I
knows
agree.
his numbers. That's his
No
point. He
doubt.
knows his numbers. And so how important is it to know your numbers? How important is to know your ASP, your average cost, all that sort of stuff?
So one of your popular videos way back in the day, Dave, you went through your numbers and
Yeah.
realized you weren't making very much because you weren't
True.
taking your deductions, which
True.
I think
Yeah,
is
well,
interesting. I think
now
you need to
taking-
know it for, like, I don't know my numbers specifically. I just know my averages over time. And every
Mhm.
once in a while, I'll go in and check my averages. I mean, when I take my items out and I'll do like one item and I'll see, all right, here's what I paid for it and whatever. You do that enough, you'll get an idea of what your profit margins are. Then when you look at your gross total and it says, $100,000, I'm just throwing out round numbers, and you know that your average profit is 60 to 70%, then you know how much money you're making.
Do you think one of the reasons you don't track it as much is because you get wealthy off social media?
Yeah.
Is
Is it
that
just the amount of money
Talk about
that
a
it
loaded
becomes?
question.
You become numb. You
Are
kind of
you
become
asking-
numb to more money.
It sounds
coming
like
in.
it's a deflection. You're the one who's not selling anything. Where's your money coming from? Come on, don't get yourself.
Whatnot is where I like to make my money. Whatnot auction tonight, guys. My link's down below. Make
I
sure you
won
come on by.
tomorrow night.
Dude, I went
with
to the
good
Webster
items,
Flea Market today with
7:30.
Rod and Paul. Went to the Webster Flea Market and basically, not on purpose, but I just can't help but source for Whatnot.
Yep.
And like they had all these sealed action figures that were cool. They had like, I mean, this whole thing back here is a bunch of cool action figures and toys I got at the flea market
I mean,
today.
cool is subjective, but yeah.
Do you like the movie Alien?
Yeah, I do.
So wait, no. Oh,
So,
jeez, here we go. I thought I had a chance.
How cool
Okay,
is
yeah,
this?
that's cool.
Oh.
See,
That's
that
legit
is
cool,
cool.
right?
That is
That's
cool.
cool.
That sells
I'll
on
give you that.
eBay.
Cool
Tell me
stuff.
that
Cool.
doesn't sell on
That's
This
eBay.
sells on eBay for 25. I'm tempted to
Guaranteed.
move my I'm tempted to move my lowest eBay price to 25 at this point.
Do it.
I'm considering it.
I'm
'cause-
lowering mine. I want to see if I can do 99 cents free shipping.
Well, I don't know.
See if I can pull it off.
Listen, at the end of the day, like the Whatnots, I'm not getting eBay value, but I'm selling stuff so quick, and my perspective is changing. Like, move the inventory, buy more. Move the inventory, buy
Just flip
more.
the world.
And
Flip the world.
yeah, and then just do
Just flip
25
the
and up
whole
on
world,
eBay.
all of it.
25 and up on
I don't
eBay
see
and
a
everything
problem.
below
I wish he had a
25 on
podcast.
Whatnot.
I wish he
doesn't,
had a
though. He just got a
podcast at
live
this
show.
point. He just got a
Yeah, he
live
just got a
show.
live
If he had a
show.
podcast, I'd listen.
I went on his live show.
Yeah, I
I know.
saw
I
that.
regretted
I
it
was
instantly.
driving to Philly.
Yeah.
You've been doing
I
nothing but
listened to
lives. Nothing but lives and
hate
going
it.
to
I gotta
Universal
stop saying
Studios
yes to
now.
these things. But no, it's so yeah, I think I might start just doing 25 and up. That's where I'm at with eBay. I
Do
just,
it.
I prefer to sell the lower stuff on
50
Whatnot.
and up.
It's just more fun.
50 and
And
up.
do
Dude,
you-
go
might,
big or
dude,
go
I
home.
might.
100
Like-
and up.
Thousands.
What does it matter? Money's an
Infinity
illusion.
and up.
We're living on a spinning orb, guys, in the middle of space. Just do what you
So
want.
last episode, you're like, yeah, I'd probably drop the picker channel and not the
Yeah.
flipper channel. And now you're talking about not selling anything on eBay. So you've got plenty of picker content and very little flipper content.
Well, no,
Unless
no,
you do them about burning your eyeballs.
Kevin, you're confused about
His,
what my
his
content
flipper
is.
content is not about flipping anymore, per se. It's about Dave being
It's
Dave.
just about watching a train wreck. That's kind of
It's
like
not called
I thought
8H
that's-
Dave Flips
was
anymore.
a-
It's just 8H
there was like
podcast was
30
about.
people we met at the flea market today that knew me, and all of them are like, "Do you really make that many mistakes, or is it just for show?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, I really make that many mistakes." No,
I
no
think,
joke about it. That's really who I am.
Here's the thing, though, Dave. I think most people do. I think most people
yeah.
make
They
a
just
ton of
don't like to
mistakes,
admit
but
it.
then they only focus on, in videos, they only focus on, look at me, I'm selling so much stuff, but they don't focus on the fact that they love selling $1.50 cards and it makes them happy.
Someone put a question about that in the Patreon. They said, "I want to." J-Ride Flip said, "I want to hear about some 150 free shipping flips from Carrie." So like a
Okay.
bolo for 150 free
I
shipping.
mean, first off, I've been straying away from that a little bit. I mean, I don't post a lot of 150 cards anymore, but if I do, it's like in chunks. But let's go. Oh man, I just got an offer on something I just posted. by the way.
Dude,
Take
dude, take it.
99 cents.
What's the offer and what's it listed for?
Let me see. Okay, I'll tell you. Let's do it right now. We'll do it. It's active. I got an offer for
I got an offer,
$20
too.
on this card. Alex
Okay.
McGough, he's the backup quarterback. I paid $2 for this, and I got 6 copies for $2 a piece.
Wow.
So I'm gonna say no though.
What was the offer for?
$20
Why are you going to say no? What do you have it listed
because
for?
I have it at 30, and I know it's good, and I know
And
it's
have you
hot
already
right
sold
now.
the other 5?
Counter
I still
offer?
have the other 5. Yeah, I'm
So
counting.
you sold 0. How long has it been live?
But before we started, so like 30
Oh,
minutes.
just now. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. So
No
I have an
counter
offer too.
offer?
I have an offer too.
Okay.
I have
Oh,
a
for one of your
Gators
Florida
pillow.
teams.
It's a Florida Gators pillow. I had it listed for $15.99. It's homemade. As far as I can tell, it's homemade. I don't know. Let me see what the offer is.
Don't list
12,
it on, and it's listed on eBay?
12.20. 12.20. You guys told me not
So
to
here we
sell
go.
it on Whatnot. The
Oh,
Gator
well, it's
stuff.
homemade,
Let me-
though. I don't know. It's not registered. You might
Yeah,
get suspended.
yeah.
The
You
Oh,
might
I
get
better
suspended
accept the
for
offer
that.
then. Let me accept the offer before
That's
it's
gonna
too
make
late.
it worse. I just delete the item.
There, I accepted it. 12.25. It's done.
No,
It
here
might
my
be
2
real, I
last
don't know.
sales are $1.50, and they were. This is interesting. I got 2 sales for the same guy. His name's Ronnie Mauricio. He must have just got called up from the minors or something, because I sold 2 of his cards right away to the same person.
Okay.
But I also sold for $15. Kevin. You might remember this guy back when you were a young adult, when you had young kids. Paul Hornig used to play for the Green Bay Packers in the 1950s. Game used Notre Dame jersey piece for $15.
Nice.
So there you
I
go.
I don't know how many people really wanted to know about $1.50 cards, but thank you for telling us. I appreciate
No,
it.
better
I
than
think
shoes.
J Ride is my dear sweet friend from St. George.
And he wanted to know.
did,
Okay.
yeah. And I just
Well,
did it
Carrie,
for a
you'd be
second.
excited about my find today at the flea market. I
find
bought
sports
6
cards?
Street Sharks,
Dude,
Ooh, I'm
I love
excited.
Street Sharks.
but I paid way too much for them. What's like? I always like to ask you
What's
guys
too
this.
much?
What's
10
your
or
too
more
much
a piece,
number?
probably. If you want to flip them, I mean, if you want to keep them,
They
you
actually
pay 20
used
a
to go
piece.
for a little more than they're going for.
They
They go for like 15 to 50. Well, no, actually more than that. They probably go for like 25 to 50 loose, I would guess, would be my general
that's
idea.
about right.
You know,
That's
if
about
you're a
right.
real connoisseur, you would be buying Extreme Dinosaurs. Not Street
They had
Sharks.
one of those.
They did?
Is it like a Street Shark? But it's like
Yeah,
it looks like
but it's a
I got
dinosaur,
one.
yeah.
I got one of those.
Those are
What'd
yeah.
you pay? What'd you pay?
I paid $100 for
For how
For
many?
how many? For
6.
6?
You'll make money.
You probably
You
can
know,
make a
18
lot.
bucks
and
a piece.
You'll make money. And also you have a whatnot. They're going to pay what we call the ADH Dave tax.
I've sold the Street Shark on there and done terribly, so I don't know. I might eBay those because I
Give
think
it to Kevin.
the first one I looked
That's
up.
my business model
he's
from
just
now
like-
on. If I get something really good, I'm just going up. I'm
give
just going to
Kevin.
take a flight to Virginia.
Yeah,
Have
there's
Kevin
this
run
one
it.
probably pay for itself. There's this one that's
Seriously
like
would.
orange and it's got black boxing gloves and it's got a sold comp for $100. So that
there
one
you go.
might potentially get my money back, but it's also
There
got a
you
sold
go.
comp for $60. So I don't know, but that one's going to help me get pretty well on my way. And I was just excited
That's
to
awesome,
find
dude.
6 Street
Yeah.
Sharks at the flea market.
It's
That's
like
cool.
Do you remember?
the Urkel doll in the box, Dave.
Yeah,
like
it's just
you
cool.
knew you paid up, but you had to pay up. You just had to.
But it was dark out, so I don't know how good the footage is going to be.
If
But it's still a
you-
cool item.
Or anybody else finds food fighters, I'm in the market for some food fighters. If you guys remember
Okay.
the
I
military
probably saw
pizza,
some today. I got to look them up.
the military donut guy. Oh, they're so cool. So
I
cool.
don't think I
Food
remember
fighter.
that.
Oh,
That's
you know
still
what
a
they were
normal
talking
item.
about on that podcast, Kevin?
What?
You tell us about your item you sold. and
No,
I'll tell
I
you
was
this
just
after.
going to tell you about a boring
I
normal
just feel like we're doing
item
too
that I
much
sold.
reselling. Can we just skip Kevin's item?
My thing was reselling though. They
No, we're
were
doing
talking
too
about
much.
on Dalton's podcast about
Dalton's
this thing like
podcast.
yeah, it's Dalton's. That's you have to watch the show to get that joke. But I listened to a lot of episodes, guys. So basically, they were saying that some shoe resellers will do this sort of weird cost averaging, where they will justify buying a shoe for $100 that sells for $100 because their average cost on the day brings it down to $12 a shoe or whatever.
I mean, that's not
And
weird.
they
It's just
do that-
rationalization. Or if it's bringing people somehow. But I guarantee you.
they
at
were
the end
saying
of the
people
day-
do it to justify it so they can like put it on social media that they sold this cool shoe. So they're like,
Okay.
oh, I want to buy
Like,
this
that's what
$100
I said, if it
shoe, and I can
brings
say
people
my
in.
average sale was $12, or my cost was
Mhm.
12 because I mean, that just seems weird. Like, what are
But we
what are
justify
doing here?
stuff in our minds all the time like that. Like you just kind of just
But no,
did, right?
no.
With the
He was saying
Shark.
it's like a business model that
Kevin,
people do. Like they
own 'em
don't,
like you
as long
see
as
them.
for the
I
day
see
they're profitable, they'll
you're
do
saying.
this.
Well, okay, so it's the same argument against social. It's social media is the argument,
I
right?
guess,
Because they're
yeah.
making money off the content. But what kind of content is that when it's like I spent
Brag on
$100
Instagram
in the-
photos? I don't know.
Yeah.
Brag what? That
Yeah,
you
like
sold a
imagine
$100
making
shoe for
content like a
$100?
grown person.
No, Kevin,
I
because
sold
they
this on
pretend it
eBay.
wasn't
Yeah,
100.
I sold this on eBay. Who cares, right?
Well, if they're pretending, then how does anybody know they have their cost averages
I
like
don't
that?
know. I wasn't listening that good. Dalton, comment below and let me know what the heck we're talking about here. I don't know.
I for one am tired. I'm tired of dealing with them at this point.
Seriously, you just got to deal with them all the time.
I'm just dealing with Dalton all the time.
Beach by Repeat asked on the Patreon, I want to know if Dave's work has reached out to him to get his job back. No, because
No.
they don't want anyone to have pay right now. But that's okay. So dumb topics from Dalton's show. Again, Dalton's show. They were also talking about how much money you'd need to quit reselling and go work a day job. And they were saying like it's the backwards conversation. We've never had that conversation.
That's
So I thought
interesting.
it was
It's
kind of
because
an
me and
interesting
Carrie
question.
have no
No way.
ability to make money outside.
No, they.
Well, and I have
I'm not
no
even joking.
interest
Offer
in
me $1
wanting
million
a job.
year, I'd probably if I wouldn't quit reselling, I'd do it on the sly, and they wouldn't know.
I have a theory, Carrie. I have a theory. I have
This is an
a
interesting
theory.
topic.
This
I like
and
this
it is interesting. And what's really interesting about it, Kevin, is that
Let's just
it
get our
actually,
topics from them because they're so
Let's just-
organized.
Let's just talk about how good this topic is for the next
Yeah.
20 minutes,
Let's
and
do
then we'll
that.
talk about the topic after.
We'll
we
never
talk about how
talk
good of
about
a
the topic.
topic.
Let's not even talk about the topic. It is a great
No, okay,
topic.
listen. The reason it didn't even cross our minds is because we love what we're doing.
Yeah,
When
maybe
you're
they
a
don't
shoe
love what they're
reseller
doing.
or
I
a
kinda
clothing
get that
reseller,
vibe.
that crap's boring, right? You're like
Yes,
literally going and
yes.
buying smelly shoes
Just
all day.
dirty shoes.
It's like it's really a means to an end, shoe reselling, right? And it's
I agree.
me going and like finding joy in a freaking Street Shark.
Here's
And
the-
I loved buying those things today. It's so
Here's the
much
key,
freaking
though,
fun.
Dave. You love like toys and stuff so much that you put the effort in to learn what's valuable within that niche, because every niche has value. Every niche,
Yeah.
whether it's old lady Tupperware lids or toys or cards. Like I love cards so much that I'm even willing to spend all this extra time and learn what I need to learn so that I can make money on it. So I think that's what's key.
Well, they were saying basically, so Ethan was asking, saying, okay, so if you could make 15 grand a month, right, in a salary, would you quit
Hell no.
reselling and
No
go
way.
do shoes,
No way.
right, at a job? And so like
No.
that's fine. Okay, that's an easy no for me as well, since literally that's basically what I quit. So that's an easy no, right? 15 grand, Kevin. I don't know if you heard that. Per month, would you leave reselling and go do that job? 15 grand.
And not do
I
I-
wouldn't.
I-
but
and
it's
so
because
Dalton
of
says
social
no.
media. That's
Dalton
the part
says
of the
no.
question.
Dalton says no, and then he says, "Yeah, but what if it's a job you absolutely love?" I'm like, "Well, that's obviously changes everything.
Yeah,
Like if
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
your favorite
What's-
thing in the world and you love doing it more than
Right.
reselling, then
I'll go
yes, of
coach
course."
a
Like,
major
They would
league
give me
baseball
like
team.
a
What is that
puppeteering
job,
TV
though?
show, I would consider it.
like
I love
and so
puppeteering.
that part of it's kind of silly because like, what is that job that you want more than the
What if the
reselling
job is just to be a reseller, to do what you're doing, but they just pay you 15 grand a month?
So okay,
Do
Carrie.
what you're
So here's
doing.
the question.
Run your store.
And again,
do what
let's
you do.
take away the whole part about loving it, because you don't love any job that you're working for. Some, I mean, maybe you do, but even if whatever, you do it for free if it's something you love that much and you didn't need the money. So the question is, a boring day job. How much would you need to make to just do it and commit and show up
And
on
this
time?
is social media and reselling, obviously. That's what we're talking
You'd
about.
be quitting.
This is
social
what I'm
media and
doing right
reselling.
now.
Yeah, you'd quit this, Carrie.
To
What's
quit
the
everything
number?
we're doing and become.
He's gone.
No.
There he is. What'd you say?
I wouldn't. I don't think there's a number. I don't think I'd do it.
You don't think $1 million
Oh,
a
come
year?
on, Carrie.
$1
Million a year.
million a month, but I can never.
A year,
I can't do
a
things
year,
a month.
a year, a year. I said.
$1 million? No, I wouldn't do it.
Not
Because
even
I feel
for
like
a
they're-
year?
And then, but
One
then I
year.
can come back and I don't lose all my progress.
Well, there's another twist.
There's a lot of stipulations here. If I just tell everybody I'm out, I'm going to make a quick mill,
Then you're
fine,
done
yeah.
forever.
If I'm
You
done
wouldn't
forever, no.
leave your job
No.
for $1 million. You wouldn't leave doing what you're doing for $1 million.
First
a
off,
year.
Kevin, let's talk about the fact. Do you think I could keep this job?
Dude, you know what?
You think I'm going to be able to keep the job? Exactly.
It's so funny because like the answer
I
is
wouldn't
no.
do
I
it.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't
Screw it.
either. I've had more money than I needed at my last job, and I left it. I don't
need
care.
to
A
buy
million's
more
not going to
sports
make a
cards.
difference.
I'm fine.
I
Yeah,
think it
a
would all
million's not gonna make a
depend.
difference.
It would all depend on the time frame. Like if you told me I had to go do it for the next 20 years, the answer is no at $1 million. The answer is
Yeah, I
probably
think it's
no
a
at $2
forever
million.
question.
Then it's a no.
$3
But
million,
if
Kevin?
it's,
What's
if
your
it's,
number?
If it's,
Kevin, $4 million?
dude,
Kevin's always got a number.
if
4
I have to
million.
do it
4
for
million.
20 years, like to age
20 years,
65,
$4 million. But nobody can know you at a garage sale anymore. You don't get that rush of.
You're not even
knowing that
allowed to
you're-
go to garage sales.
You can't even go to a garage sale.
Of course,
You'll
anybody
instantly
does.
light on fire if you enter a garage sale.
You make $20 million a year, you can change like 100 people's lives forever,
yeah.
including your kids. But you
Or
may
you
not be
could
happy.
change your life $20 million worth.
Well, but yeah, and then you get 2 weeks vacation. Forget it. I don't know.
Anyways,
That's a lot
I
of
get.
money.
You're out.
Obviously,
20 million is Kevin's number.
Listen, obviously there's like a number everyone, but the realistic stuff, like the realistic
I would-
jobs out there, 150 grand for a really good job, 200 grand for a real job, you couldn't get me to leave for either of those things.
If it's like 100 million, maybe, and then I'd just start streaming Madden or something. I'd just do something else.
Anyways, I don't know. Let me know down
Interesting
below,
question,
guys.
but that's
it's an
very
interesting
telling.
question.
Very telling.
It tells
Like-
me, and both of them said there was a number, and that's the difference I think between clothing or shoe
But they
reselling.
have
Maybe
their whole life to make money, and there's uncertainty in what they're doing. They're young, right?
they are
There's
young.
not
That's
as much
31 and
uncertainty in
26, I
us.
think.
You know, so to
I
me,
think Ethan's like 22.
24. Yeah, 24.
he's
Yeah,
young.
I know he's like 8 years
I think
younger
Dalton's
than
like
31 or something.
37.
Yeah.
the freedom is like
No,
just
Dalton's young
insanely
30s.
valuable, and I think that's even what resellers who aren't on social media get. They
Let's
just
make this
want
whole
that
show
freedom.
about Dalton.
Am I talking? Is anybody even? Are you just
Yeah.
having conversations behind me?
We kind of wish it was Dalton talking right now, for being honest.
I can. Oh, he's gone. Hey, Dalton got engaged. Dalton got engaged, Carrie. Did you
Oh,
see
he
that?
did. Oh, congratulations, Dalton.
Congrats, Dalton.
Oh, man.
Congrats. And Ethan's name apparently is a college reseller, but there's already a college reseller, which is very
Yeah.
confusing to me.
He's not in college anymore either. Neither of them are in college anymore. I feel like they're living a bit of a lie.
Yeah. Kevin,
I
can
feel
we
like
talk
that's
about, I think Hustlin' Hooks quit his reselling to go back to a day job? Have you heard
Did
this?
he really?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the same
Oh, I didn't know
story.
that.
That's somebody buying wholesale clothing.
Buying
and
$12 clothing and selling it. Yeah. It's
I
boring
think that's
crap.
the key, right? How much do you enjoy? To me, and I've said this before, and I'm not insulting shoe sellers and whatever. I'm not. That's not
But
the
you hate
point.
them.
And I
A
think
little
Carrie's
bit, though.
right. I think Carrie's right that there are. Carrie, you know Hustle B. He's got
Ken's
a
awesome.
passion for shoes.
Oh, he loves it, man.
So it's not quite that blanket statement, but I don't want to. I wouldn't do this if I had to sell shoes. Period. I would rather teach for $42,000 a year than sell shoes. So it's a matter of what you're doing,
What
and
you
how
like.
much joy you get out. I love social media. I love reselling the way I do it, and I
You
think
love
that's
Feet
the
Finder.
question.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you make that extra.
Well,
No,
she
I
loves
think you're
Cheddar on
totally
Feet
right.
Finder.
I think you're totally right. It's and that's why basically Hustlin' Hooks decided to go back to a job
Yeah.
because he literally was selling clothing for $12. And it's just
Mhm.
it's like you always say with Amazon, Kevin. You always say, "Oh, I don't want to sell on Amazon because then it becomes a job." Right?
It's true, man.
Depends on
it
what you're
is
selling,
kinda-
but I don't want
It's
to.
like
A lot of I've done Amazon, man, printing out barcodes and putting them on boxes, and I hated it. It was not pleasant at all. So it is kind of a job
Amazon-
at that point.
Amazon is like doing a soap opera, just mechanical and the same story over and over again. And eBay is like being at a community theater in Des Moines, Iowa. You're not getting any money, but you love the musical
You're having fun, though.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're having fun. You're doing it after work when you should be with your family. Nope, you're doing your music.
Do you think that I should do signature required on the silver set, the silverware?
$1,900.
Yeah,
I didn't do
I
a
would
warning
hand
saying I
deliver
was
it,
going to
personally.
require it, but I feel like I should.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Okay. You
I
should be
think so.
priority? Insured priority?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
do it UPS, but
do
that's
I
not
would
going
do
to
it.
solve anything.
I have a harder time with UPS
Yeah.
claims than
I
USPS
do ground.
claims.
I do ground advantage and just put the sticker, just put the label on the wood of
Dude.
the set.
Whatnot is got some bull crap going on with
Shrink
shipping
wrap it.
adjustments. So a
Shrink
lot of
wrap.
people are doing Whatnot wrong, Kevin. And so you may not realize this, and I know
Carrie.
Carrie's doing it wrong.
Yes, I've
But
seen
they
him
have
do it
this
wrong.
thing
I'm like, what is
called
going on here?
shipping adjustments, right? You get 5 shipping adjustments per ship.
Never
per week,
used one ever.
where you can go in and you can set the correct weight and size of the package. And so, like
Never
a good
used it
girl,
ever.
Tina does use it. And I go
Why?
into my Whatnot this morning and I see a minus $52 shipping adjustment.
Wait a minute,
I'm like,
wait a
Tina,
minute.
what's this?
All right, stop for a second. Can you tell me, was this from the show that Carrie did at FlipCon? Because I watched him input the stuff. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. That's not even close to right.
No, because I shipped that and I didn't do any shipping adjustments because it is kind of optional. It's not supposed to be optional, but it kind of is. And basically, you're supposed to go in there and you're supposed to put the correct dimensions and weight.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Carrie, being the lazy bums we are, just don't do that.
It's not
We
that
just
simple.
ship it. We just print out the label and put it on the box, and hopefully
It's
it gets
simple.
there.
It's simple. Like we do like 100 items, and it's like Carrie's lot number 1 through 100. So some items are going to be under, and some are over, and we figure it's going to average out. That's how.
But it doesn't.
Always done.
But it doesn't.
That's, of course
It
not.
literally doesn't. So obviously, there's going to be, some person that comes in, buys way too much, not too much, but a lot, and it's a 10-pound box.
So
that's
you're
17 by
against
19
people
by 14.
buying. Well, man, this is why I don't even want to do plushes anymore. I want to do straight cards.
hold on.
Look at this auction. I want to tell you this real quick. I know I'm interrupting you. This was 9 orders. This will take 20 minutes to ship, and it's more than we made in our main auction this week.
So I'm not against people doing it. What I'm saying is Whatnot doesn't account for large boxes. So
There's
when
the
you
big
have
price.
large boxes, it means the shipping adjustment's a huge amount, right? USPS Ground Advantage, if you do like 12 by 12 by 12 might be $13. 17 by 19 by 14 is going to be $64, right? That's the shipping price difference. And so, if you go in there and you do your 5th shipping adjustment, all of a sudden on number 6, you get charged $52.
Yep.
When in reality, like Whatnot should have just charged the right amount to the customer or done a better job of charging the right amount. When they see
True.
that it's that many items and that it's about 10 pounds, they need to be calculating the size of the box and say, obviously, these things can't be all the size of Carrie's
how hard
cards.
that is to do, though.
But sometimes they randomly give you 4 labels for one customer and make you ship them in 4 boxes. Why don't they just do that consistently?
Yeah, simple solution.
I've seen people just stop doing those large items like that because there's no other option. It's not like you can ship the thing UPS, which is really
which it would be $22. I did it. I took that same package UPS on Pirate Ship. Would have been $22. They charged me $52.
Something they definitely need to fix somehow, some way. I have a guitar. I have a Marshall Tucker band guitar that Racel Resale gave me for the St. Jude auction, and that thing's massive. And we're going to do it anyways, and we're going to pay the extra because it's going to charity.
You don't need to, Kevin, because you get 5 adjustments per show.
And you can adjust the size and everything.
You can adjust everything 5 times for free.
But listen, that's for free.
The first 5 per week are free. The first 5 adjustments per week are free.
Are you sure you've got this right? I realize there's an adjustment.
Yeah,
but
we do it all the time.
But does that account for the oversized box?
Yes.
Are you sure?
That Whatnot just covers it. Whatever the price is, they cover the first 5 100%. Right. Because they know they're not perfect at the math. They know they're screwing up the math all the time, so they give you 5 mulligans.
They have the solution, and you just
But they need more like 8. It's just not enough for my shows, apparently.
Yeah, because you do 163 items. Now, that's something they could fix pretty quick, is to adjust per how many items.
Ban Dave?
Just ban Dave for something. Yeah. Well, but then again, like, you got people like Carrie. He just literally doesn't put it. What is that noise I'm hearing?
It's my cat drinking out of the bowl.
So you got people like Carrie who are literally, Kevin, not doing the adjustment. They're just shipping it with the wrong size. It's showing up to the customers, and is USPS charging back?
All right, so that's a good question. So it's just like eBay. So here's the deal, and this is what a lot of people abuse is it's like media mail. You ship 8 million things media mail, and you could ship things that aren't media mail, and a lot of them never get caught. So it happens with USPS.
It's not malicious what we're doing. We're just estimating, and we're probably off a bit, I would imagine.
Well, I don't know if it's malicious, but it's not exactly what's intended. If you take eBay orders that are going out, and you have 20 eBay orders in front of you, and you just ship them, you just print what you put on there and you ship them out, 6 of them are going to be wrong. 1 of them might get caught and you would get charged. So my guess is, Dave, that this is happening way, way more, and only when the post office reports it or scans it and it goes back to them. Because on eBay, it comes to us. We get the notification of upcharge or downcharge. On Whatnot, they paid the shipping. They're getting the notification, and it's coming back on you. That's what's happening. So if you take an item that's 1 pound, 0.01 ounces, which should go out at the 2 pound rate, and you ship it out, there's a 95% chance or higher that you just save money.
Is anyone else hearing music playing? Is that just me?
No, I was wondering. A bit of a tangent.
Do you hear music, Carrie?
I don't hear music.
No one hears music. It's just me. Let me try to figure out where it's coming from. Stand by. There's music playing loudly in my ear. I got it. Okay. So I was like, I didn't know if it was like... It was something that opened up. I must have hit some button. So, Kevin, I only caught like 30% of what you said, but I'm sure it was on point.
Yeah,
it was a very nice song.
All right, do an experiment.
I was wondering,
if you want to try this experiment, and you're cheating the post office, but go ahead, take 10 items and ship them off USPS a pound under what they should go for, and see how many of them get upcharged.
It's like 0. It's very few.
It happens every once in a while.
I do it, but it's rare that it happens. So Whatnot might be getting away with it. But then they're still charging $52. Okay, so basically, as another way to kind of
the post
take
office
advantage
is
of
much more likely to catch a box that is over
large
a cubic foot. It's much more likely, and that's what's happened. I can almost guarantee it.
So what happened, Art of Resale was doing one of his insane Whatnot streams, which, are always fun to watch because he's usually intoxicated and shirtless
half
and
naked,
kissing a picture of me in some weird way when I'm not even there. I don't know what's happening on that show, but I'm always being kissed on there. So he's on there and he's like, I need something else to run. What can I run? And he's like, I've got this Red Bull cooler. Should I run that? I'm like, yeah, dude, do it. It's a huge carry. It is It is enormous, probably like 80 pounds or something like that. Or no, I think he said it was 40 pounds. It's 40-pound cooler, and he's like, "What? Should I run it? Guys, should I run it?" Everyone in his auction's like, don't run it, don't run it. I was like, do it, don't be a wuss, do it. And then he does it, and I win it for like $70. I buy this giant.
Going to Florida.
We go to
Thanks, you're a
Florida. He's
good
like,
friend,
well, and
Dave.
he was like, dude, as long as someone on the West Coast buys it, I should be fine. So I bid that crap out. I bought
What a
it.
terrible thing to do to your
And
friend.
then, but no, then afterwards he's like, "Oh man, I can't believe you won it." I said, "Bro, you get 5 adjustments." And then, to be cool like the kids, I said, "You Gucci." Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You
That's what
Gucci,
they
yeah,
say.
on
I said,
granny,
"You Gucci."
dude,
On granny,
bro.
And he's like, yeah. He calls me the next day. He's like, "Yeah, so I'm looking at this thing. It says it's gonna cost me $78, but there says I have 4 adjustments left." I'm like, "You're good. You're good to go. Just ship it, and they'll take care of it." So you can take advantage of it that way too. He's like, "Man, I'm gonna run huge items every auction."
You're doing one a week. You could do. I mean, I'm not
do
going to
5
say
a week.
nothing. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
And now we know why Dave is not sponsored by what.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I'm not. But I am by Vendu, so make sure you use my Vendu link and
Hey,
save
speaking
25%
of-
off your first month.
Cross-listing was perfectly
pass.
co-Commonwealth. But listen, seriously, that's one thing that I've in going through this process. It's like I'm looking at my percentage of sales, including the whatnot auctions we've done, which is pretty minor. And 90% of my sales are eBay, and I'm like, it would be nice to diversify a little bit.
Dude, are you not listing on Mercari? Because Mercari
Yeah.
does really
What happened
well
to
for
the
me.
Bonanza?
My Mercari stinks, man.
Stuff
And
Dude,
we
you know,
haven't done everything. You
Maybe
do tons of
Vendu's
toys,
cross.
Dave, and
Maybe
that does
Vendu's
good on
cross
there.
listing just better, and like the Mercari stuff sells better if you
come
use
on,
Vendu
no.
instead of list
Mercari
perfectly.
sells the stuff Mercari sells. You're going to do better with. You do good with
prefer to
video
list
games.
In a perfect way.
Good.
Personally.
With,
American Arbitrage
Kevin.
30.
I listened to your advice.
Save 30%
Last week,
off your first
you said,
month.
Dave,
List perfect.
I think this was after the show. He said, Dave,
True.
you need to
can do
just
it.
run 99-cent
I don't even
auctions.
need to listen to Dave at this point. Just do that.
He said, you need to
Get
run
out of the
99-cent
podcast.
auction. Is he? Are we going to have to remove him from the show?
Perfectly.com.
all right,
gonna
Dave. This
remove
is
me from-
typical.
Okay, so we removed Carrie. So Kevin said we need to run 99-cent auctions and then just pimp them on our Facebook page. Just promote them on.
Throw
He
it
said,
out there.
"Dude, Dave, you got to try this. Just do a 99-cent auction, promote it on Facebook, and people will bid on it." This is what he tells me, and I did it, Kevin. I did it. I put an item, 99 cents. I put it on Facebook.
What was the
I
item?
said, "Check out this." It was like this pretty rare vinyl like pop figure that sells for. It's kind of hard to find a comp. I think like 20 to 30. And so I did a 99-cent auction. I put it on Facebook, and nobody. There one bid. 99 cents was the sale price 7 days later. So doesn't work for everyone, Kevin.
So
Doesn't work for
typical
everyone.
Dave. So maybe what I should have done is couch this information with the type of item we're talking about. I put a writing slope, 19th century writing slope on there from
What is that?
It's an old desk with the feather pins and the inkwells and the whatever. So you got to fit your audience. Is your audience a Funko Pop audience on Facebook?
Clearly, there's one. One guy on there.
And it's such a low-priced item that doesn't have any demand for it. So it's not a blanket statement. You're not.
Carrie's showing
you're
us
not
Desert
crazy
Storm
lamp
cards.
for goodness
Bolo
sake.
alert, guys. Desert Storm
There's
cards.
the
Bolo
people.
alert.
There's that the TikTok where they're like selling the George Bush and the Saddam Hussein.
Schwarzkopf.
rookies. It's from that
George Schwarzkopf rookie.
Yeah.
When he's 80.
Schwarzkopf, Yeah.
Kevin, I bought
like it.
a
I just did that out of
Mahjong
protest
set.
because Dave kicked me off.
I have a Mahjong set that I actually
bought-
bought at the same place I bought the writing slip.
I bought it, and I think I paid way too much. It was like Bakelite tiles, Bakelite racks.
And you
And I
paid way
paid-
too much?
I paid $100.
Wow.
Is that way too much?
Probably.
Yeah, I think I failed.
Is that Sophie or Walling? Oh, it's Sophie.
It's both of them. Hey, can somebody get
We'll
one of
see.
these dogs out here, please?
Yeah.
they're Wallen and Sophie just.
It's
Poor
cool
Sophie.
how
I
you
gotta
held
protect
back
her.
your normal yelling that you do to the
Yeah.
family.
It's true.
I've heard Turner has been yelled
Oh my
at a
God.
lot lately. I keep getting complaints about that. Kevin, this
One of his early episodes, like he forgot to
$289
edit
on
out the
here.
yelling. It was weird. You have to go look through.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get him to
that's
watch your old episodes. Get you some extra.
Look at you. You're getting him the views. That's good. No, look, Kevin. Hold on. Can I share my screen? Oh,
Sure.
crap. Look, there's a $289. That's basically the set I have, I think. These
Yeah,
Mahjong
Bakelite
tiles.
is good.
with
Bakelite is
Bakelite.
good. I've never bought a Bakelite. I did buy a Bakelite checker set one time, which was really cool.
Yeah, it looks like that. They're yellow. I don't know. I still think I paid too much though, Carrie. Would you pay $100 for a Mahjong set?
No
Did
way.
you know Mahjong sets were a bolo at all?
No, but there's no. I mean, the thing is, why did you pay 100 if you're looking at the comps there? One's as low as 140. Like if it was like 20 or 30,
we're at the flea market.
You were just
no,
like
there was.
into it.
There's also comps. There's also comps for 500. There's also comps for 500 on it.
There's something different about them then. If there's
I
that
know
big of
a thing. There's a
you got to
difference,
do
and
a
I don't
little
know
bit
what
more
it is.
research.
Yeah.
So even low comp, I think it's probably worth the gamble. To be honest with you, Dave, it's probably worth the gamble.
Rod was encouraging me to do it. It's Rod's fault.
It is Rod's fault.
What's the worst case scenario? You make your money back?
Yeah. Like, see,
look. Put it at 1,500. See what happens.
What makes these ones worth 1,500?
Check the size of them for one.
Butterscotch Bakelite.
It's the coloring.
And the color, is it colored?
Butterscotch. It seems like they're all. Well, Bakelite is basically that color, raw, right?
I think mine are butter. They look like.
Well, look, it looks like the ones that are yellowish go for decent.
Which is what mine are. So just a tile someone sold for $6.55.
Maybe that's a key word, butterscotch. You should, or maybe it's actual butterscotch.
I love butterscotch. It's delicious.
Dude,
it could be edible.
It's underrated. Remember butterscotch, the penny candies, Kevin, when you were a kid?
Remember Butters from South Park?
Do you remember
the Nips? Do you remember Nips with like the chocolate inside them?
Oh,
remember Kevin's Nips? All 12 of them?
There's 3 more than you think, though.
Hey, I can't pronounce this person's name here. At BNIESSEN01. You three, this is sad commentary actually, and they got a bunch of thumbs up here. So you three really have helped me ramp up my eBay sales over the past couple of years. I just lost my exactly.
What did we do?
Sad. I just lost my full-time job of 26 years yesterday due to downsizing and will now be concentrating on my eBay business full-time. So first thing I would say is let's perfectly co Commonwealth because you know it gets suspended like me.
Better.
So
automatic delist.
But really, if that's the person, the people they're watching here, I don't know. It's just sad. But hey, good luck to you.
Hey, I mean, I would suggest like some real resellers personally, maybe like a Craigslist hunter. Somebody at that level, if you really want to learn about picking,
or these shoe guys that were
reseller information network.
Dealing with Dalton podcast. Is that what it's called?
Okay, so when I was at the flea market, a viewer comes up to me and she says, "Hey, I do mostly jewelry," and this lady she named this crazy jewelry thing she had that she's selling for $1,300 at the flea market, and she said it's probably worth $5,000. She said, "But I'm not gonna do $1,300 to $5,000." I'm just sitting there like, if I knew for sure, I would do $1,300 to $5,000. Would you?
Yeah, it's jewelry. Jewelry appraisals, for instance. If she's talking about appraisals,
I'm not spending $1,300 on one item.
Tough.
It would be very.
You better know what you're doing.
If I knew for sure it was going to sell for $5,000, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Oh, sure. Who would?
Well, yeah. If you had a
guarantee, there's a graded card that's a 10.
The sale through. Okay, like the sell through rates there.
And it's a $5,000 card, and it's $1,300. You're gonna buy it.
Okay, yes. If I knew, with cards, I'd feel confident with a whatever kind of thing they were selling, like moon rocks or whatever. I don't know if I'd feel confident.
I got led astray by 2 viewers today, by the way. Mm-hmm. So the first one. Oh, he told me not to talk about this.
Well, he led you astray, so really should you...
Well,
let's just say there's a certain trading card game that he told me to buy, and I bought it at the flea market for too much. And I looked up the comps after I bought it, and I said, I just lost $10 on each deck of cards I bought. But that was one. The one that was worse, where is it?
So basically, everything you bought...
Let's just go through all the things you shouldn't have bought.
Gosh.
This thing of action figures that I shouldn't have bought.
Are those?
I got a deal, so I didn't pay a full $15 on them. But I bundled a bunch of figures together. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in there. But Carrie, when I got home today to like list it, they're all damaged. Every one of them.
Yeah, that's also
that's
like
missing an arm. I didn't.
Yeah,
look.
That's terrible. And then the Marvel guy, he's like just like a regular, like mid '90s like Marvel one. Those are like $5 or $10 at best, even sometimes.
Right,
new.
But if you paid $10 for the whole bag,
if you were
$10, lot it up on whatnot.
I'm throwing it out. It's all missing freaking arms.
No, people will still buy that if it's a good enough figure. Yeah.
But if you're at a garage sale, you're not buying.
Well, maybe not that one
for 15, for 10 even. You're not buying that. I don't think. You're at a flea market. You're paying up at the flea market.
Absolutely.
It's just. All right, here you go. Another one, Beth McMullen 7686. There's a bunch of negative ones about you, but I thought I'd read this one. Kevin really struggles to hide his Josh jealousy in virtually every episode.
Very true.
Mentionitis hits at less than 1 minute into this one.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I think we just let
and
that
Josh
sit.
commented, laughing.
Replay Game Lab said, "What are the various reasons you love Patreon subscribers so much, Carrie?"
I tell you, I got a bunch of reasons.
Okay,
I just
go
went
ahead,
to
Kevin.
Philly,
He
and it
did
was a
ask
blast.
me,
I
but
got to give a
please go.
giant shout out.
No, Kevin needs the spotlight. He hasn't had enough time
I need
yet.
to talk every once in a while.
Go ahead.
It was nice going to Philly without you two. Met all
I
kinds
bet.
of great people up there. Brian was incredible and nice to us up there.
Well, I guess
Had
you
a
got
great
new friends
time in
now, it
Philly.
sounds like.
Susquehanna Picker, and I could name everybody. New Jersey Picker, by the
Who
way.
was your favorite person?
Comes up to me. I'm not gonna
Ranked
do that.
them. Do a ranking. How many were there?
Yeah, do a
Three?
okay,
Rank
do the
them in
hottest
order.
to least hot.
Just friendship-wise. Don't listen to Dave. Who would you be better friends with if you hung out with all of that?
Oh, jeez. I will just say that I was the youngest male there.
You're
besides
already
the
thinking
two
of
little
the
boys.
list.
So I was pretty happy with that,
Nice.
So I liked everybody. Everybody was awesome. Very cool. But I will
We
say
got a
that
future
New Jersey Picker
mayor
came up
of
to
Bedford here with his political answer right there.
me,
Come on.
and he comes up
He's
to me
gonna
and
have to
like,
take over
"What's
from
your
like.
name?"
Oh, you're gonna have to take over for what?
Eric
the
Estrada,
guy from
isn't he the
Chips,
mayor?
Eric
Yeah,
Estrada?
he's-
Wasn't he the mayor
Yeah,
in
he's your
Bedford?
sheriff out there.
And Shaq was the sheriff here for a
Dude.
couple weeks too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they had a Blue Ridge Thunder, and it was like a online how to catch online predators. And so Shaq came out and was like going around town. And went into CVS. My wife used to work there, and then Eric Estrada came, and he was the honorary sheriff for a week. And it's a famous place we live in here.
Okay, what were you saying? Sorry.
I don't know. Oh, New Jersey Picture comes up to me, and he's like, I'm like, "What is your name again?" And he looks at me like this. I'm like, "Dude, I just the night before watched him on
Isn't
Cat
it
Show.
Chris?
It's. I didn't recognize it was Chris. He looks 10 years younger in
Okay.
person than he does on video.
Gotcha.
I couldn't even believe it was him. Anyway,
That's like you, except you look 30 years younger than you are in real life. On
Really?
video.
He looks like an old baby. That's kind of like how I
what are we gonna
describe him
do
to
for
people.
our?
He's got Benjamin Button disease for
He
sure.
looks like a baby, like physically, but like his face is old.
This is why people hate this show, Carrie.
the
This
eBay
comment.
stretch.
They hate watching.
Yes.
Keep hate watching.
Yeah, I actually
Keep
had
watching.
the late comments.
No,
I
hold on.
decided-
Before you, Kevin, you were
Interrupt
praising the
him.
Patreon members. Are you going to
Well,
finish?
I don't know all their
Tell
names.
us about the
Are we
event,
gonna
though.
get to the
Was
point at some
there,
point,
Tell us
Kevin?
about the event.
It was awesome. He was just went out of his way
What was it?
for us, and we went to a Phillies game and watched the Angels
Okay.
beat the Phillies. That was even better because me and Turner are cheering, and Uncle Steve was there, and everybody else is like throwing stuff at us.
Oh, nice.
It was bad.
Did you have a
Good.
box
And
or were you in
Pitts-
normal seats?
Hmm?
Did you have like a box?
Yeah, we got a giant.
Kevin doesn't
luxury
go to a
suite
game if
and
he's
all
not
that
in a
stuff,
suite.
Food,
Come on.
and it was incredible.
Did I see our name on
Blue
like
Moon in the fridge? Yeah,
on the
Trash to
Jumbotron?
Cash was on the Jumbotron up there
That's
before
cool.
the game. Yeah,
What? The
it was
Trash
cool.
to
I took a
Cash was
picture.
on there?
Yes.
I
Yes.
really?
Brian
Carrie,
Peart, I
you
think.
shared it out. I put it on.
I didn't even
tagged you
realize
and
that's
you
what it
shared
was. I
out.
didn't pay
Yes.
attention.
It said trash to cash.
I don't
on the
look at the
Jumbotron.
pictures I'm
Yeah.
resharing. I just click share. I don't know what's happening.
Guys, here's a little life hack. Post inappropriate pictures and tag Carrie. He'll
I
repost them.
am like
How to
Ron
get Carrie
Burgundy. I
canceled.
repost everything.
That's funny, but yeah,
I
we were
really
up
didn't
there on
realize that
board.
'cause I'm an idiot.
Carrie's like posting stuff up. I won't go into it.
Yeah, there's
But yeah.
be careful.
There's
be
a lot of
careful.
stuff we can get
This
Carrie
we
canceled
could.
with.
We're trying to get to episode 100 here.
I was going down the spay and neuter your pets road, though, just if you want to imagine.
Bob
Okay, so
Barker.
Kevin, the Patreons are great. That's what you love. You love that they gave you money. Okay, got it.
Okay.
We should thank our wealthy as a Kevin and up
Yeah.
tier members.
Yes.
We've got a new one. The Flipper Skipper is in
Oh,
the
the
house.
Flipper
Thank you,
Skipper.
Flipper Skipper. Yep. We've got one of my favorites because I know it hurts Carrie's soul every time I read the name. Lady Arbitrage.
Lady Arbitrage.
No,
We
still
wasted
giving us
our money
33 a
on
month. I
Yeah.
think you're up to 2 months now, by the
Yeah,
way.
when are those due? We got to make those this week. I think.
You do, yes. Your job for next week's show is you need to motivate some folks, and then next
That's
week you're
going
gonna
to
have
be
to do jelly
episode
hands.
100.
Yeah,
We're
episode
gonna
I gotta
100.
do
you
it
gotta
on
do some
episode
motivation.
100. I can't even have dignity on episode 100. I have to smather
I'm not gonna
myself.
show up.
No.
'Cause I feel like we should
Yeah.
all smather ourselves.
Dude,
including
honestly, Kevin, that's an idea. We should do a triple jelly hands on
Kevin,
episode
it's
100.
episode
I'm not doing
100.
Are you down?
I'm not doing it jelly hands. I told you,
You
that
are.
a long time ago.
I'm going to talk to Heather, and you
So,
are going
I'm
to
not
do it,
even
whether
gonna
you
show
plan
up
on it or
an
not.
Episode 100.
You got to talk
I'm
to
not even
everybody.
coming
So if he deflects one, it's coming from another angle.
unless you
Turner's got a pie.
Everybody's got a pie.
Harry Tornado is still on the trailer for this show, and I'm not even on the trailer for this channel. And you want me to do jelly hands?
Yeah. Yeah.
Take the
It's
trailer.
called giving
off.
back, Kevin. You have control of the channel, Kevin. You're an admin on it.
Yeah,
Do
you
whatever
could
you
literally
want, buddy.
just post one of your Commonwealth Flipper videos. Nobody would
didn't
care
we?
or notice.
Hey, Carrie, speaking of, we made a joke about Harry Tornado on the last. Called you. You're on my last picker video. Did you know that?
I saw, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't watch
and
it.
we
I
were
like
at the
watching
Phoenix
myself.
Bins, and I said the second most famous YouTube reseller, and then somebody asked me who the first was, and I said, or not YouTube reseller, I said reseller, and I said Thrifter Sifter, and said as long as it's not Harry Tornado, we're okay. And the comments were just like, "Why do you hate Harry Tornado? And what's the deal between you?"
Yeah, you
Like,
guys
dude,
did. Like, I
It's
felt
a
some
blood-
just a
tension.
joke.
At FlipCon, I did feel tension between you two. Like, there is like some animosity, like some jealousy, because he
Okay.
is like 3 to 4 times bigger than you on YouTube, at least follow wise.
Kevin doesn't want
And
to
he
give
cares a
credit
lot
to
about
these
the follows.
Patreons, so he keeps changing the subject. But No
I
Nose
gave-
Picker, thank you for the membership. Soda City Flips, I Buy
Yeah.
Chit,
Yeah.
Remarkable,
Gee.
Brian, Dollar Bills, y'all. That's
Dollar
it. Jay
Bills,
Thrifty,
y'all.
Happy
Big and
Hound
fun.
Trading,
Yes, Happy
Matt's
Hound.
Prof's Pursuit. as
Yeah,
Carrie would say.
Matt's Prof's
Harold
Pursuit.
Tornado, Disgruntled
Harold
Octopus, who
Tornado.
also has a podcast, guys.
Yes. He just wears an
Diana the Traveling
octopus head, and
Chopper.
I have no idea
He
what's going
does.
on.
He
It's
just
awesome
wears
if you're
that.
on edibles. Watch
Yep.
it.
Superhero Headquarters, Vintage Sports Flips, ABC Matt, Sales by Tony is no longer an active one. So I've
Yeah, but we're
going
going to keep mentioning. You're getting your
And we're
money's
gonna
worth,
keep
buddy.
mentioning him.
Mention
He
everybody
deserves
who's
it.
left
If anyone
as well.
deserves
That'd
it,
be
it's
funny.
Tony. Yeah, these
Tony
are all
Death does
partially
deserve
people
it.
that left.
Yeah.
And you know
No,
what?
I-
It's
Tony
okay that they
deserves it.
left. We
Tony
loved
should
them
get it
while
for-
we had them.
But the love we do want to make. I think we should make it clear to all the
It's a
Patreons
conditional
that
love.
it is conditional. Our love is conditional. It's not unconditional. It is conditional upon payment. And then the love is it will.
Hey,
New
Death
Jersey
Valley
Picker, Brian Big and
Fines.
Fun, Raise Heck Resell, Logan Marker, Parker County Picker, and Biscuit Butt. Done.
Biscuit
Thanks.
Butt.
We got them all. I hope.
I love Archie.
Death
If
Valley
Archie
Fines
stopped paying, I
sent
would
me
still be
a
friends
gift.
with him though.
I wouldn't. What'd you say,
Yeah.
Kev?
I'll just wait till y'all are done.
Death Valley
Just let me
Fines.
know.
We heard you. You just didn't
Well, you
finish the
remember
sentence.
him? Wasn't he a Patreon?
Of course,
at one
Sean.
point?
Yeah.
Sean's
I don't
awesome.
know if
Sean,
Sean
he
was
sent
ever.
me-
He was a Patreon, I think.
He sent me. He said it's
Some
from
honey.
his own hives.
He sent some
It's
honey
honey.
to me too.
Yeah. Yeah, he sent
Very
me
nice.
something a while
So
ago.
I'm last on the.
No, yeah, he
It
said.
sounds
He
like
said,
it's
"I'm not
like
even
the
serious."
very
He
It's
wrote a
delicious.
note. Should I bother sending any to Kevin? And I said,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
You know, we used to make, I think I told you this, maybe not. We used to make doughboys when we went camping, where we would take like some pizza dough and we put it on the end of a stick, and then we'd like bake it over the fire, and then we'd put honey and butter in it, and it was delicious. Just, you know, ideas, guys. These are
Sounds
ideas of the day.
Kevin, doughboys. For Kevin, when he talks about doughboys, he thinks you're talking about World War I soldiers, American soldiers. That's what he thinks.
Really?
It's a
I
nice-
don't know that.
It's a nice
Tell me
history
more
cut
about
for
that.
the 3 people who get
Did you
it.
see? Did you see that Tim over the years and Leroy Today Blood Sweat and Sell both put out the first videos they put out in like a year?
So, yeah, so
I think
True
Tim told
Profit
us why
Monsters
he
is
was
putting out
gone.
videos.
Yeah. Oh,
Why was Tim
and
gone?
I saw Harry Tornado
watch
doing
it,
shorts.
but I'm sure it was
Rally
a-
Roots doing shorts.
Yeah.
Look at
You
that.
inspired
Harry.
so
I
many
talked
shorts.
to Ryan the other day in person. He went to the meetup in Vegas, and we were talking about shorts for like.
What meetup in Vegas? I didn't get an invite.
There was. Well, you're not in Vegas, bro.
I could be
Eddie and
there.
Vicky like have a eBay thing, and I went there, and it was the first time I ever went. It was just nothing but like YouTube people, like a ton. Every YouTuber in
fake
Vegas was
resellers.
there. Name one. Name
Everyone?
a YouTuber in Vegas, and they were there.
Everyone?
Rockstar Flipper.
He's in Florida, and if you knew, he lives by a lake, and he has an i8 BMW. This much I know.
Was Mikey
Did
there?
you see his? Listen, I love him. I don't know him, so I don't even need to say I love him. I don't know. I might hate him. I've never met him. But he's got this thing about the hurricane, right? Did you see his video about the hurricane where he's like, "Oh, I'm here outside the hurricane." And he just happens to have his i8 BMW behind him while he's talking about the hurricane. I'm like, why does your car need to be
Do you remember
there?
back in the day when I did the Rockstar Flipper pose with my van in the background, my dirty,
Yeah.
dirty beat up van? life trying to be like Rockstar, but I just don't have the cash.
You gotta love it. It was some cool sky picks too. I mean, we had a hurricane. It didn't really touch me though. Nurse Flipper was out of power for like a week though, and that was probably brutal.
And how about Rod?
Here, Rod was fine. Rod was fine. Paul was fine. Yeah. It was really just Nurse Flipper, I think, that got the brunt of it, as far as I know. I could be missing out on someone, but yeah.
Gotcha.
It was flooding in Vegas like the last week.
Yeah, what happened? Was Dawn in any of that? It looked pretty freaking bad.
No, Dawn had to go up to St. George to finish up some stuff at her dad's house, and I was in California, so we both avoided that.
How was the card show?
Oh, the card show was amazing, man. I had the time of my life. As a
and did you?
Yeah. What?
Best
and you
find.
post. Nobody cares. Did you post the bobblehead?
Yeah.
During the game, and
it sold during the game.
And
I was sitting next to
free shipping.
Yeah, free shipping, dude. It's not that much.
What's
it's like $10.
Up with plus ship? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. I think I'm slowly going away from plus shipping. I think that's
good.
You
didn't buy that ship plush you were talking about all those times.
I know. I did. Gosh, none of this, none of the marketing stuff's ever going to happen on my end. It's just not. I gotta lean into what I am.
I got more.
How much you get for the bobblehead?
It sold for $35. I had it up at like $39, and somebody offered me $35. And my thought was typically during the game, it's that fast. The bobbleheads prices will go down precipitously because other people are posting. So
have you checked back on that one?
No, that's a good question. I bet you it's like at
why
about
didn't
20.
You buy a bunch more? So you go and you find the fans for like.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done that, but I wanted to watch Mookie Betts, probably one of LA's best.
Who are they
I'd
playing?
say the best player in LA, Mookie Betts.
No, please.
Hit 2 home runs. Something Shohei can't do. Except when he does it.
This seems like the most boring sport, by the way.
Wait a minute, who are they playing?
A little bit. They were playing the Braves, dude. It was a great game.
So you go and you find the Braves fans and you buy those bobbleheads, $5 pop. Boom, 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 boom.
Dude, those were double bobbleheads too. Those people, everybody wanted to keep those. Those were cool, man. They made them smaller though. A couple years ago they were bigger. Now they're making them smaller. They're thinking
shrinkflation.
They are like literally. They're like, okay, we're not going to give them as much for their money.
I had my vintage Redskins bobblehead that sold for $200-something coming out. That video is coming out on Picker.
Gosh, brag much?
Tomorrow.
Congrats, Kevin.
I'm just saying it was
Kevin
a cool
did it, guys.
For $1.
He did.
That's actually pretty
good.
That's a good flip, dude. We're teasing you, man. You did good.
No, look,
proud of you.
Gary sees.
I'm sorry.
New Jersey Picker had some questions again, guys. New Jersey Picker had some questions. Do you want to hear them or should we skip them?
Well, yeah, I want to do them in a minute, but I did something different this time looking at these comments. I decided to find the latecomer comments because the comments I read are always the top comments. So I wanted to find the people who commented like yesterday on the video and see if there'd be a different flair to it. So I like this better. Kevin, you look way younger without a hat. Muttley just keeps getting meaner. Muttley just keeps getting meaner and meaner since he quit his sales job.
Am I Muttley?
Apparently.
What does that mean?
Carrie is still not Carrie. Muttley, you don't know Muttley from the dog who used to he laugh. I wear the Muttley shirt on my shirt. Forget it.
No.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
too old. Yeah.
Just look up.
I'm
Muttley
meaner now
cartoon.
too, so
Muttley.
be prepared.
Do we have to like go to the?
Cartoon.
Do we have to go to the library and look at the fiber things or whatever?
You don't know
Find
Muttley,
anything?
Carrie? I thought you would for sure.
Is.
I know Dawn knows Muttley.
It's probably before my time.
I'm sorry about the dogs. So Carrie is still not funny. Torch 3316. Trying to find discount codes for Supply Hut here. And that would be the next comment. Cheek to chair. Cheek to chair. Laugh, funny, Carrie, funny. There you go.
Cheek to chair.
Cheek to chair.
Well, I mean, if we're just gonna be like,
are you sitting on that disgusting thing right now, Kevin?
No, I'm not. I don't know where it went. I think my wife threw it away against my will.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Heather.
She did that for the whole community. So actually, she sold it on eBay. You know what? That's a charity auction right there. Bid on Kevin's stinky fart pillow.
Yeah.
All proceeds go to Stinky Man Farts, whatever charity.
I actually laughed out loud when you said the bad part was the camera wasn't off. That was in regards to my dad. My dad is doing okay. And I mowed my own grass, Dave. Were you happy?
Yeah, so did they sew the finger on? It's good? It's taking?
No. If you listened last time,
I remember. I just couldn't remember.
Is your dad got to mow the lawn next week, though? Do you only going to give him 1 week off because he lost his finger?
He actually came by. I sent him a message and I said, you really should talk to a lawyer here because there are damages. I have to mow my own grass. And
that's true. Dude, in Florida, Morgan and Morgan would have gotten millions out of that restaurant. Just saying. Kevin, did they let you keep the fingertip?
He gave it back to him. I'm like, why didn't you keep it?
Would you eat it? Would you eat, like, serious question? Would you eat it?
Serious question. Serious question. Would you eat it?
Like, no, $100. What's the price? What's the price to eat your dad's fingernail? We cook it. Let's say we cook it. 300.
Well, it's already rotten.
Finely dice it into a soup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cannibalism. Yes, we got there.
We got Kevin admits to being interested in cannibalism. I love it. Love it. I knew we'd get him. To admit it. That's how he stays young. That's
a Bedford, Virginia thing.
Yeah. Look up cannibal in Bedford, Virginia. They've been wondering who it was.
Hey, I've been watching. Dad's finger.
You got him to admit that on air.
No jelly hand.
This is the title.
I didn't admit it. What are you talking about? I didn't admit
Kevin's dark secret, or what?
Top it in his soup.
Oh my
$300, guys. That's Kevin's price. Okay, sorry.
No. I've been watching YouTube while I ship. I've been watching this like Appalachia stuff. Have you ever seen those stories where they go and they like interview people in like the deep hollers of West Virginia
all related,
and stuff?
But also married.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. I've been watching that a little bit lately, and it made me think, Virginia.
You're in Appalachia, right? You're like part of the
I'm actually outside of it, but we're a little bit outside. But I did get Route 21 sales in Appalachia. So I thought about when I did that, because there's some poor places that we went to in the Route 21 sale. I thought about titling it something like that, because it's a popular
There's
genre.
a Blue Ridge by where Kevin.
Aren't you in the Piedmont section, Kevin?
Country.
Aren't you in the Piedmont section of Virginia, technically?
I think so. How do you know?
I think so, too. My kids seem to be learning a lot about Virginia history right now.
Oh, yeah. I can see why. Yeah, very good.
Okay, so New Jersey Picker, 3 questions. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? It's 46. That's an easy one.
What is the opposite? Do we get an answer?
47.
The opposite of the opposite. Well, okay. I know the answer. It's 46. I mean, it's just 46. Simple math.
Okay. I saw a TikTok where a chicken knocked over a little
from
boy.
Front, 23 from the side, or how did that?
What TikTok did you see, Kevin?
It's a TikTok of this crazy chicken running up and like kicking this kid, little tiny guy, and knocked him over on his face.
Kevin's on a weird side of TikTok.
Weird algorithm.
You get what you watch.
I really don't watch TikTok. Yeah.
JK's Card Shack said, "Carrie, do you ever source cards on Whatnot?"
Yeah, definitely. It's actually a really
How
good
often?
Place Not as much as I probably should. There's a lot of money in it, honestly. There's a lot of cards.
Because you can't make content out of it.
Yeah.
Can we talk, Kevin? I don't know if you missed what Carrie said, but he basically only wants to sell cards on Whatnot.
I know.
Pretty much.
This is an interesting.
I'm not going to do that, but it's tempting.
Don won't let him.
Yeah.
No, Don wants to do that because it's so much easier to ship. It's just shipping. Well, like the plushes go off and on. Sometimes they do well, sometimes they don't, and they're just hard. They're a pain to ship and everything.
Do you want what I think you should do?
Plush or a pain to ship?
Well, it's the other stuff too. Yeah.
I think you should do dedicated plush shows or dedicated card shows and stop putting the hard goods in it.
Yeah, maybe it's the hard goods that are more the issue.
Just screw all that crap. Just Dawn likes plush, you like cards. Do plush shows and card shows, and literally do nothing but plush. Those are great shows. When I do plush shows, they're so easy to ship. It's like just poly mailers, a lot of them. It's plush. How hard is it? Or USPS priority mailboxes. Like, just stop. You do some weird big hard goods in those auctions where I'm just like, ugh, who wants to ship that crap?
That was my nickname in college, by the way.
I love
weird big hard goods.
There's so much hard goods that I enjoy doing.
Yeah, but that's because you have people who do it for you. You know?
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
You're incredibly lazy.
When was the last time your hands have touched a box, sealing it with tape?
I ship 2 things right before I come up here.
But what is ship? When you say I ship, does that mean you told someone to ship, or does that mean you physically did it?
I hate both of you. You guys have got.
He's not being clear. He didn't answer. Do you know that? Did anybody notice that? Just saying.
I just told you. I shipped a giant workout machine thing, like, I don't know, 3-4 foot long. I got a VCR. I got a baseball bat. I got a bunch of stuff I got to ship tonight. My wife did ship everything else, though. I will say that.
I love how we have 166 ratings. We have a lot of 1-star ratings on Apple
do?
Podcasts.
Nice.
A lot of them.
That does not
But
surprise me.
even with all those 1-star ratings, we still have a 4.7. So you haters, you got to step up your game and really go to town on these.
I think
1-stars.
4.7 is appropriate, though. I feel like 4.7 is appropriate. Like,
Yeah,
I think
I feel,
yeah,
47% of people
hate
watching
us.
like us.
Yeah, that's
I
not
think
how
the
it works.
haters
It's
on my
4.7
channel,
out of
Dave.
5.
Oh, I thought it was out of
Not
100.
10. Yeah.
Speaking of, Carrie, I'm trying to get a hotel for Boss Reseller Remix. My goodness, some of them are expensive in October.
Circus, baby. Circus.
Circus is the cheapest, but I ain't going to Circus.
Oh, he's too good.
It
No,
comes with
Circus,
one
Circus.
free stab.
Yeah, one little stabby stab.
Carrie, I don't know if you're reading between the lines. Kevin's asking if he can stay at your
You
house.
can stay at
I'm
my
gonna
house,
help you.
yes, but we're going to have to prepare.
No.
That's fine. You can
I've already
prepare.
talked to Archie and Biscuit Butt and whatever.
You didn't even
They're the
ask.
same
him.
people.
Terry has
He doesn't.
no
He's not even.
Wait,
What
are
am I
Archie
gonna
and
do,
Biscuit
Carrie?
Butt
Are you
now
gonna hook
different
me up with
people?
a hotel? Art and Biscuit. Shut up.
It's one person.
Biscuit
He's your
Butt
friend,
and Art.
Kevin.
Art and Biscuit Butt.
Art of resale.
Art.
Art of Biscuit Butt?
Have you
Oh, trying to
watched
figure out
Art's
how to
auctions?
get
You want to
Terry
stay at
before I
Art's
get there.
house?
Hey, by the way,
Yeah,
go
dude.
Commonwealth over
The only
on
person,
Commonwealth
the only person that
Picker.com
drinks as much
for
as
Boss
Art is
Reseller
Kevin.
Remix. Oh gosh, nobody drinks. No, Paco maybe. No, not happening. I only had one blue moon at the baseball game.
Here's the thing, dude. When you have to tell people how many drinks you've had, that's when you're
That's
drinking.
the problem, yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't
watched
have
a
to tell
movie for the
people
first
how many
time.
drinks I had.
I watched a
I
movie
stopped
for the
putting
first time.
Irish cream in my coffee. I'm doing good.
You are.
Just
Nice,
water
buddy.
and
Going
Baja
off
Blast.
off the wagon, on the wagon. I don't know. I watched a movie for the first time and I didn't like it. It was Leaving Las Vegas. I thought it was gonna be like Hangover because it's like Vegas and stuff, but
It's
it
like
is not.
It's not
It's
like
not
Hangover.
like Hangover.
It's slightly
It's
more violently
very
depressing.
Horrible and depressing, and I was so sad when it ended that I was like, "Why did I watch this?" That's the worst movie.
It's not really. I haven't
So,
seen
I
it,
don't
but I've heard
recommend
it's
it.
terrible. Like
Oh,
sad.
It's so sad. It's so sad and depressing. And
Is
like,
that
just,
that's Nicolas Cage and my
Yeah.
uncle was talking about this, and I think Brian Binghamton was talking about this, and I haven't seen it either. I think I've seen bits and pieces. Aren't they like thieves or something? They're like,
no.
Steven
He's an
stuff?
alcoholic, right?
You're thinking of Ocean's 11.
oh no,
Yeah.
not
Good
that
movie.
one. There's
Great
a
You're thinking
different
of
one.
Robin
that's
Hood,
the Elvis
Prince of
one.
Thieves.
But this is Nick Cage. This is Nick Cage.
It's Nick
That's Kevin
Cage, and
Costner.
basically he's an alcoholic and he's killing himself. Literally, like that's not a spoiler. Literally, he says, "I'm moving to Vegas to drink myself to death," and that's the movie. You know, see how quickly.
That's for
he
real
can-
life, isn't he?
See
in
how much
Vegas
of a
right now?
buzzkill even explaining what the movie was?
Yeah,
How
and by
I
the
just-
way, you want to blow your mind, Carrie? Go turn that on and realize Nick Cage is 29 when he filmed that movie.
Dude, did you
'Cause the
get my
dude looked
message on?
60.
Did you get my message on your video, dude? You were like,
No.
man, Bob Hoskins, the guy from Mario, was way too old to be Mario, right?
He looked like
He's way
70.
too
I
old.
just watched it.
He's 49, you
Nick Cage
said.
is
Dude, he
58,
is literally
I think.
our age when he made that. He was 39 years old.
What?
No, he was.
He
It
looks
was.
so
he was
old.
born in 42. They filmed it in the summer of 92 before he turned 40. He's like literally my exact age.
By the
when
way,
he filmed it.
Dave, Nick Cage is
You're
60,
off by 10
58,
years.
59.
Dude,
no,
no.
not in 1992 or whatever, Kev. when they
Oh,
shot that film.
oh yeah,
He
yeah, I
looks
am.
60 in
I
that
messed up
movie.
my,
Carrie, he
my
was
math.
50, not 40.
Yeah, no, I forgot the 80s
He said that with
when I
such
was doing.
conviction, and I just instantly
Oh,
mathed
dude!
him.
You know what's hilarious is I literally thought that. Like I thought 1942 to 92 was 40 years.
Nope, that's good. This
I'm
is
so
why you sell
dumb.
dollars for
I'm
cards.
so dumb.
3 degrees, guys. 3 degrees.
None of them in math though.
I have
don't
0.
have a math one. Anyway, yeah, he was the exact age you guessed. Wait, you must have
I
probably
guessed
looked it up.
49. No, I
And
didn't.
he was
It's just how
yeah,
old he
was
looks. He looks
49.
exactly 49.
Anyway, I feel depressed about that. Let's edit that out if we can. Go ahead and heavily edit this podcast. Let's edit all the stuff Kevin said that was inappropriate
my thing with
as
Nick
well.
Cage. My thing with Nick Cage was. Yeah, I'll just leave that in though, so it sounds like you said it. I like that. My thing with Nick Cage is it reminds me of Cheers. I tried to watch an episode of Cheers, which maybe I can get into it, but I was tired. They all look so old, and they're like
it's the
20s.
haircuts. It's like
Woody
the
Harrelson.
mustache.
The
and stuff.
haircuts. Woody.
Yeah.
Well, you got to go back and watch the ones with Coach in it first. Those
Okay.
are good. You'd like those. I'd say start at the beginning because it's always a little bit
Is
kind
that
of.
Kevin's hot take on TV shows? Start in the first season and then watch the rest of them. Like,
Well, he
is that how you
clearly-
watch
he's
TV?
Except for
Woody
Seinfeld. The
Harrelson.
first season sucks.
Woody Harrelson wasn't on it till season 3. I think
Okay.
Coach died in there. The person who played
spoiler
the
alert.
dumb bartender.
You're supposed to say
before
spoiler
that.
alert before that happens.
The guy who
before you-
played Dumbledore in Harry Potter 1 died before Harry Potter 2. Pickin' Hoosier said, what kind of plans are in place for the reseller rally? Any sourcing events? Kevin, you're running
nothing
that
official.
thing.
No sourcing event. So there's going to be an event Friday night that is like not official, but we're offering it Friday night, and then Saturday, people usually go out and pick garage sales. Kind of, a couple people, 2, 3, 4, 5 go out and pick, and then my whatnot, St. Jude whatnot.
It's hard to get in that group. Kevin doesn't even want us to go with them, probably.
Yeah, we don't.
So
even
that's
get
going to be a
Art
very
was talking about how he
exclusive
was
group.
super sad, Carrie, that we didn't go with him in Vegas, and I said Kevin wouldn't let us, and he said,
Oh,
"Wow,
that
that's crazy.
is
He's a bad guy."
true.
I said, "I know, Art. I know."
No, Kevin,
so-
I need to get footage with
Art, comment below.
without you guys.
Kevin, can we have a little trash to cash meetup Friday night? Can we where everyone's just gonna be in the same
I think
spot?
we should go live from the event on Trash to Cash with all those people that hate each other at the rally, because I think it'd be fun. We could have
do a live show from the rally
I
so
think we should
people
do it
here
live.
can watch it.
Just start the live right when we're walking by Tommy Bernard. And then sit down next to him and just start it.
He loves this show.
He does. He's a big fan of our show.
We always end up talking about Tommy at an hour 20.
Yeah,
so that if he does happen to want
it's like
to hear
the
it, he's
bewitching
gotta listen to
hour.
the whole
An hour 20 is when we
show.
start.
Well,
speaking
you
of
already
it.
ripped people that sell shoes the whole first 20 minutes. So
Listen, I didn't
saying.
rip them. I said I feel like the fact that they were talking about numbers as low as $15,000 a month being persuasive.
Yeah, they're not really.
tells me it's
resellers.
not a very fun job.
Yeah, they'd
selling
rather.
shoes. It might not be that fun. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they might not be
what is
into
that?
it.
It's $180,000 a year. So you figure they're making less than 100. Obviously, I would think, to make that even a possible.
But how? They're talking about $20,000 months and stuff. So I feel like they're
what's
making
your
a lot
margins?
more than that.
If your margins are 40%, that's $8,000 a month. That's
in the
under
loop.
$100,000.
In the loop,
a
I
year.
want the margins. I want all the numbers in your next episode that you record.
Yeah, we want to
I don't
know
when
all
you
the
record.
margin.
Watch the video.
I want to know your
all the
profitability.
You can see the prices they're paying for the shoes.
Margin.
They're not making
It's a
70%.
substitute
I promise
for
you
butter.
that.
I don't want to do the math. I want them to say, "Hey,
Just
my
say the number.
My 1 month is 20,000. My cost of goods was 12,000 or 4,000, whatever it was."
No.
So I can figure out.
I just want them to
know what
say the number.
profitability
Don't
is
even
on it.
say the rest. Just say 14, and then I'll know. I'll know what they're talking
Just why
about.
don't you
It's
send?
between us.
Why don't you send them a message and say
I
how
will.
much net profit after all expenses are taken out do you make on
Monthly.
$20,000?
That's
We're gonna have to do it monthly
because I need to know. Well, I just
because
want
it
to know
changes
if I should
monthly.
start being a shoe reseller. I don't
You're not
think I
gonna
would.
be a
I've
shoe
watched his
reseller.
videos, which are very good. And he's buying shoes sometimes that I feel like that are 30, 40, $50.
Yeah.
Off the rip,
Which
as the kids say.
if you off the rip, I mean that's
I bought
basically
some
me at the
boots
flea
this
market.
week.
That's basically me at the flea market. I'm paying
That's
way
Harry
more for
Tornado
this stuff.
buying $50 shoes that he sells for $35.
I've been buying boots and doing well lately. I bought 5 pairs of boots in the last couple months. I like boots. I hate
Why?
shoes.
What kind of boots? Work boots with
just around
steel
here.
toes?
They're not super high
Bukasi
end.
or
JB
whatever?
Dillon and Ariat boots and stuff like that. I bought a pair of.
Okay.
I'll get $125 for a pair of Ariat boots I bought the other day. Paid $10. I'll
Wow.
take it.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. You're stealing you're stealing from people who could use that at $10, right?
Well, it's
and then
funny.
You're
It's
upselling
because
it. You're
I was
upselling
at
it
a
to other
sale with-
people. You're gouging on that back end. Okay.
Yes, there's 3-4 women there, and it's 11 o'clock, and I'm like, this sale has got to be picked over. I get there, and there's women's jeans, American Eagle, but good American Eagle jeans and shorts and all this, and they're $10 a piece for shorts. So I'm like, this is crazy. And then the men's stuff is just dirt cheap. I'm like, somebody got divorced here, something happened, and so I bought the boots. That's the way to go.
So here's a
So
bolo,
Dave's
guys.
looking around. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I did. Oh, what's Dave doing?
Aladdin, Jafar.
Jafar on sale
like
on my
it.
whatnot tonight, guys. $2 start. Make sure you
Oh,
come by my
jeez.
whatnot tonight.
Speaking
$1
of clothing,
starts
you guys
on
can't
mine.
read this, but William Murray. You guys ever heard of William Murray golf polo shirts?
No, never heard.
I found it at the DI, man, and I put it at $75, and that's about the going
Did it
rate. And
sell?
people have offered me. I got a $35 offer, and I'm like,
Hey,
as a
you're
golf
killing it.
polo reseller, I'm not taking that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Nope.
exactly what you are.
Immediate,
Golf polo reseller.
immediate decline. Nope. I want full
Okay.
ask on that.
Oh, can I find this? I was gonna try to find this comment. Oh, I had it pulled up, and then I had the music start playing, and I shut everything down. Kevin, can you give us a little information? We're at an hour and 25 minutes. Tell us about your store suspension. Tell us about the video, the feedback. Give us anything on that situation.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
You know,
Keep it to 30
I
seconds.
tried to choose because this is not, you know, obviously it worked for clickbait, but it's just, I just told the truth. What the title was the truth, everything was the truth. So I got a message. I was up in Philadelphia. I got a message up there. My wife sent me a message. She was trying to list some things. And he's like, I can't list anything, and this is what they're telling me. And I'm like, oh boy. And I didn't want to be rude to the people up there because they were amazing. So I looked on there and I'm like, what is this? And I looked down and it was a vest, a leather vest that we had listed. It had patches all over it, Harley patch on it, registered trademark Harley patch. And I listed it as, you know, the names of the patches on a leather vest. And it's been up for months on end. And eBay took it down and said that I can't sell counterfeit items. And
how's that a counterfeit item? That's the part I don't get. Like, in no world is that a counterfeit item.
And I didn't complain about this because I can see this more than I can see what happened to me about, you know, what ticked me off far more was the 5-day review of my thing without telling you anything why. That it's like, tell me, because I don't want to obfuscate the rules. I don't want to do anything that's wrong. A little information be nice. And so even in this case, like for instance, let's say I've sold hats before with pins all over them.
It doesn't want to operate the rules, guys.
If you have a hat, just a generic plain hat with nothing on it, and you put a Nike pin on it, or nothing but Nike pins on it,
yeah,
yes,
you know, would they take it down? I could see if you're taking like an original patch of something and like putting it on other hats. Like people do this all the time.
I would suspend it. If I saw it, I'd suspend the account.
This is a good point. I bought 100. Have you
just
ever seen
you
the
say
Levi
it's a good point doesn't mean it is.
Have you ever seen? Have you? All right, you two mute yourselves, and you can listen.
Okay, go finish
right?
your
listen.
diatribe.
Right. So I bought
This is why we interrupt you, by the way.
100. I bought 100 Levi Garrett patches, vintage Levi Garrett patches, five-star rating, five-star racing, and I sold them all off as patches. But some people were buying these lots of patches and putting them on blank hats and selling them. Right, so that's basically what this would be, and they weren't getting taken down. You know, and so just
speaking of shooting blanks, Rod bought like 4,000 Magnum condoms at the flea market today.
You should send them to Flip the World.
You
could use them at the next FlipCon. Magnum is the brand. Jeez.
That's fast, Kevin, okay, so I think this is actually, I got the perfect comment on my video about your situation. Profit Hunter 777 said, "Thank you for the more entertaining topics, Dave. A lot better than Kevin's self-inflicted eBay suspension video. He should have never tried to list an item without having the item's brand name in the title. Why didn't you put the brand name of the vest in the title? This seems pretty simple."
Because it is a brand name that nobody would notice ever, because I've never heard of it.
But when would you not put the brand name in the title, right? You put like Hanes
I often
T-shirt
don't put the brand name in
with
the title.
Harley patch.
Do you put the brand name in the title of all the hats?
No, because I'm not trying to get suspended for content.
Yeah. He's not putting a Nike pin on the hat just so he could put Nike in the title. Just say Nike hat. Isn't that what basically what you did?
Kevin put Harley vest.
Jackets.
Not Harley.
No, I did not put Harley vest. I did not put Harley vest. I put a Harley Davidson patch, a X patch, an X patch. I put all these listing. All these patches.
Can we?
I read the listing on the video. You can get it. No, I can't pull up the listing because they deleted it. On a leather vest. I will screenshot it and show it to you, Dave. And I'll tell you what got me on this. I can almost guarantee it is the bots search for something like on a whatever. And I think that's because I was trying to be honest about it.
That's not true.
Is what
me and Carrie both reported you.
Wasn't like the appropriate non-clickbait title for your video? I got caught trying to excavate the rules.
Obfuscate. Obfuscate.
Can I get off of this?
Obfuscate.
I know.
Yeah, let's end
1:30
it, guys. Thank you so much for watching Trash to Cash podcast. Kevin's super angry at us, as you can
Kevin's
tell.
so mad.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh. Cue the swearing. Go unlive and then watch. It's going to start going off.
We should pretend we ended it and then let him do his swearing
just
thing.
do the
that he
fake
does at the
ending
end of the
again.
show.
I'm watching the numbers. at the
It's
top of the
over.